Welcome, friends, to Dog Grooming Unleashed. We are Amy Leigh and Michelle Caluneo. Our mission is to create a safe, welcoming space for dog groomers and pet lovers to come together to learn, laugh, and feel supported. So join us as we build a community where pet parents and groomers can come together. We also want to help groomers grow in their skills, share their struggles, and feel connected to others in the industry. So get ready to learn and laugh. We're so excited to have you here.
Don't talk. Nobody say a word.
Don't say anything.
We're recording here. Carl!
Hi.
This is making it in. Carl's the new host today. What are we talking about today, Carl? Carl just winked at me. Well, now I have a question for you, Michelle. So Michelle says, I start my social media to grow my business. Very smart move. And I'm sure it helped, did it? Yes. We now have Michelle Caluneo, the comedian. How did that birth?
No
How
idea.
did it happen? Because you found your niche.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Take the script and get rid of it. Began the grooming session, hit record, and then the information just comes out naturally because I love to help and I love to educate. Those were things that I struggled with as a beginner. Obviously, I built an audience full of beginners. I ended up being successful, was really resonating with people who struggled with the same things that I used to struggle with. And that's how I found myself most comfortable on social media.
Today, we're going to share our top social media tips and why it's a must for your business.
Oh, it is. And listen, I want to tell everybody, don't click off. If you are a groomer and you say, I want no part of social media, we are here to tell you, you need to have social media in your business. It is a good way to grow your business. And you don't have to speak on camera to grow your business. We're going to tell you all our tips and tricks. And it's fun because Michelle and I, we both have very large following on our social media platforms, but we both shine in different areas. So this is why this conversation is going to be great.
We're different, but the same.
Yeah. Michelle, kick it off.
So I think, and you and I were just talking about this, one of the most important things when you're starting your social media is you really want to make sure that you're doing the content that seems right for you. So really stay true to yourself. Obviously, we're all animal lovers, right? So if you're posting just pictures of dogs, just enjoy what you're doing. And if you're talking, be yourself. It's easy to kind of switch it up a little bit when you turn that camera on and kind of lose yourself a little bit, or you'll talk slower, or it seems like awkward. And just, I think the more you do it, the more relaxed you get. And just, be yourself, try to stay relaxed, and over time, delete the ones that aren't so good. It's okay. I have a lot of things I've deleted. And then, but over time, I think you just get more natural at it. We've talked about this before, where I look at my old videos and I'm like, oh gosh, because I could just tell I was uncomfortable. And now I don't know. So just be yourself, really do what feels right. If you like to do funny, then do funny.
Why is that important when you say be yourself? Explain that to our viewers. They're like, well, I am myself, but I always feel different on camera. What does it mean when you say be yourself?
Well, I think, especially if you're out and about and you're going to be meeting people, you don't want to seem one way. I see influencers that are just kind of mean and do mean stuff, and they're not necessarily grooming ones, but, just are kind of catty and mean, and then you watch an interview and they seem really nice, but that's their niche. Like, that's just what they do because that's gets the views. And so I'm not big on that. I think just, do what's funny or do what you like and just be you. I mean, we're all different. It's okay. Because what works for you might not work for somebody else, and vice versa.
Yes, I agree with you. When I started YouTube, and this was years ago, 2017 or 2018, and I didn't have a huge plan. I had a slight plan for why I started my YouTube channel, but when I started it, I was I showed up very much as myself as I would show up to have a conversation with anybody. But I was also talking about a subject that I was extremely knowledgeable about through experience and education and passionate about. So that made it easy for me. So dog groomers, you are dog groomers. You do know things about dog grooming. You know what works. You know what doesn't work. Those are the kind of things people want to hear. That inspires new groomers or pet owners who are trying to maintain their pets in between grooming appointments. It inspires them to pay attention to you because you're not only saying, look what I did, this is beautiful, it was great, and this is how I do it. You're also saying, I learned this because I used to do it this way, and that wasn't working. It was causing my finishes to look choppy. It was causing whatever the problem is, whatever it is you're sharing. go to the what I learned from it, and that resonates with people because they say, yeah, that's the problem I'm having. And so this is how you fixed it. So you need to offer, this is big, transformation over information. Don't just puke out information and confuse people. Offer them how they can transform one little problem. One
They
problem.
love that.
Yeah.
Or
That
like before and after photos. And so if you're starting your social media because you want to advertise your business, they love before and after photos. So
oh
that's a
yeah.
great, that's an easy. So if you don't really want to do social media or you feel uncomfortable, and I did too, like in the beginning, and I didn't start this journey because I thought I wanted to be a content creator at all. It was just to promote my business.
Yeah.
And so, and that's where it just kind of took off. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then, you make some videos and people appreciate it. People would be like, oh, those are really beautiful grooms, or you're so funny. And then I'd be like, oh, well, I got other ideas. I can be funny in other ways too, so it just kind of rolled into that. But you really want to make sure that you're putting good like before and after photos if you're trying to promote your business, and you don't have to be super creative with that. That's just you showing this is what
No.
I can do and this is what I'm capable of, and if you want to come get your dog groomed, I can do this for you.
Yeah, it's the best way to grow your business because before and after pictures are so transformative. I mean, let's face it, the dog's coat is dirty. It's tacky sticking together a little bit. The dog doesn't look as polished and plush as they do after we bathe, brush, and blow dry and trim. The bathe and blow dry alone makes the dog look amazing,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
so the before and after pictures are going to show people on social media a huge transformation, and they're going to pay attention. Wow, that looks really good. She must be really good. I'm going to give her a call.
Or
You
you
know,
could even do a quick video of you zooming in on a dirty dog and then zooming out, and then
on a
zooming in
clean
on a blow
dog.
dry dog, zooming out, and then going for the finished. And those are great,
Yeah.
easy photo, those are easy videos to do. And so, yeah, if you're just looking to, again, just have, I know when I started my business, they need your social media. They want to know right off the bat what's your
They
social
want to see it.
media.
Hmm. You're
So,
right.
yeah, they got to have something to go to, and you'll be wildly successful if you put energy into that. You're gonna do fine. You're gonna show what you can do and how amazing you are and how much you love animals, and everybody loves that.
Well, now I have a question for you, Michelle. I just was thinking about this as we were chatting here. I'm like, okay, so Michelle says I start my social media to grow my business. Very smart move. And I'm sure it helped. Did it? It helped. Yeah.
Yes.
So then we now have Michelle Caluneo, the comedian. How did that birth?
No
How did it
idea.
happen? Because you found your niche.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
it just did. I mean, it was, if you go way back when I started, it's going to be all photos of dogs.
Yes.
And then it just a couple like cutesy videos. I tried to do like the education one. I just didn't know what I was doing. So like if you go to my old YouTube, I'd be like, today we're gonna groom a doodle. Like, I mean, but it was really that stuff was really neat because it got me comfortable on camera.
Yeah.
And so the more time went on, and then the funny ones did good. And so if you are trying to grow in content creation, you're going to try all different things, and then you're going to figure out what works for you. And that's what works for my audience. They like that. And I like doing it. And I'm the most comfortable with that. And so that's where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing the funny because that's what was working for me. That was obviously that's where my audience wants to see me. And so you
Yeah.
go where you have like this amazing education skill where you do this long form content on YouTube and you are so good at explaining things, where I'm not so much that. Like I'll fast forward over things, and I get like
Skip around
distracted.
in your mind with the details.
Yeah.
But this goes right back to what you said when we opened this episode up today. You said it's very important to be yourself. When the reason I asked you, Michelle, how did it end up being the Michelle we see today on social media? Because you said to us and to our viewers that it's important to be yourself. And I
Yeah.
think you found yourself best on camera. You are a funny, uplifting, upbeat person. That was what you were most comfortable with on
Yeah.
camera, I think. Now,
Yeah.
me trying to be funny would be a complete shit show.
Amy's funny. She's acting like she's not. Amy's actually funny.
Well, but not like you. And so I'm going to stay in my lane. And I found, so here's how I found me on
Yeah.
social media, what was most comfortable with me when we say be yourself. I found that when I decided I was going to make a video today,
Hmm.
and I had some bullet points and some things that I felt was very important I wanted to share, I would go in my shop, that dog would arrive, I have the lights, camera, action all set up, and I'd look at the script and I would freeze. Like, where do I start? And I started, this is how I found myself in front of the camera
Yeah.
best. Take the script and get rid of it. I knew what I wanted to share, began the grooming session, hit record, and then the information just comes out
Just
naturally
talk.
because
Yeah.
I love to help and I love to educate, and I know I go very deep on small details that a lot of other creators may skip over if they're doing educational videos.
Yeah.
The reason I stutter on those small details is because those were things that I struggled with as a beginner, and I remember it. And I'm hoping I have beginners watching me, which obviously I build an audience full of beginners. So that's who
Yeah.
I wanted to target because I wanted to help them really understand the small things because they matter and they become big results if you
Right.
get so I became
Yeah,
myself
because those
on
little things
camera.
are important
They
in what we
are.
do. Like those tiny little, just cutting maybe a little more hair out of the corner of the eye or,
Yeah,
beveling
just a
that
little
foot.
angle up, and nobody would
Yeah.
think, they may show it on camera, but they're not explaining why they just did
Yeah.
that. If you don't explain it, people aren't going to see what you're doing and understand what you just did. That little thing made a huge difference. It made the dog look happy. So explain it, and that's how I ended up being successful, was really, really resonating with people who struggled with the same things that I used to struggle with. And that's how I found myself most comfortable on social media. And to this day, and I love it. I get behind the camera and just start going and explaining. And because I feel in my head that there is somebody, I actually picture there is somebody there listening to me struggling with this exact thing. How can I give them the right information, not too much information that'll confuse them, and show them? And then that's how I create content. So we find ourselves, like you just
Yes.
said. It's great.
And I'm too sensitive for like risky content. Like I've gotten a little bit more, like my skin's definitely gotten thicker, but it was easy for me to put out really nice stuff in the beginning because and funny stuff because your comments were usually good. Once in a while I get like you're an idiot or something, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay. Thanks.
There's
Right.
certain comments that hurt, but like, it's hard when people are negative and you're just out there trying to be nice. And so that was something that like I had to get used to and learn. And again, like I've raised three kids and I was a hygienist for 20 years. I mean, I have pretty thick skin, but even I sometimes will well, I sent you the one yesterday where someone
Well,
was just,
honey, you're a
yeah,
human. We have
yeah, absolutely.
feelings. But I think I want everybody to think of it this way. This is how I keep that in perspective. If I get a negative comment, I'm okay with controversy. Hey, I was taught this way. I will support that comment and say, I respect that.
Yeah.
Controversy is one thing. I'm good with that. Let's have those conversations in the comments. But negative comments can be hurtful. So how I deal with that is I realize the internet is a huge place.
Yeah.
So just put yourself at the grocery store for a second, guys. That's not even as it's not as populated as the
The
internet.
internet.
And take a look around you and see the person that literally sees that you've been waiting politely for them to move out of the way so you could at least get your cart through, and they're taking up their side parked on the whole aisle, and they look at you and look away like, I don't care, I don't respect others. So just remember, those people are out there. They're
Yeah.
out there every day beside you in society. they're also out there online. And you know how you feel
They're
about
here
them in the
too.
supermarket, feel the same way about it on social media.
Yeah.
That's just a very unnice person.
And we're all just, I mean, we're human. So I think,
Yes.
I guess my take on that is why I even wanted to bring it up is that's part of it too. I just had someone reach out to me that's starting to get in the game a little bit. And she said, how do you deal with this? And I said, you can just delete them, you can block them, you can
Yeah.
comment back. Sometimes I'm feeling stuck
Easily do
and I'm
that
like, yeah.
and
And I'll
do it.
say something back. I'll be like, you seem nice. Sometimes I want to mess with them. I'll just laugh at what they say, And then sometimes I'm like, and I just delete it because it's like, whatever. Why you gotta be so mean?
Right. Why do you got to be so mean? So, can you share something that kind of hurt you? A comment that really, something that stands out that you thought, wow, that really hurt, even though I know it's not true. That hurt.
Well, my first mean comment was how big my forehead was, and that is true. And I was like, on YouTube, I was like, wow, that forehead. But I made a video about it. Like, I mean, that was my first time when I got into the game
Yeah.
and really started doing social media. That was my first mean comment. And my family was there. We were all like in the living room together and we were talking, and I just was kind of scrolling and I got quiet. And my
Yeah.
husband,
Because it hurt.
he goes, you good? And I kept reading it over and over again. And then I read it to my family. And of course, they all burst out laughing because they call it like my 5 head and my 6 head. And then my son's always like, thanks for this forehead, mom, like my receding hairline. But, anyways, so now I think it's hilarious,
Yeah.
but it just blew my mind. I just am not, I am not mean.
I would
And I
never
don't
say
like
that
to
to
be mean to
somebody.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never,
What
just,
makes people do that?
I don't know.
Hate. They're just hateful people. I guess they're the bad person in the supermarket blocking the aisle and giving everybody the finger, like, you wait for me.
Yes. I mean, so, it happens to us too. I guess I just want to share that,
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff happens to us too, and I mean, you've been doing this a lot longer than me, and especially doing educational stuff.
Yeah.
And that's
People
where
can be
like
nitpicky.
are people going to be like that groom's ugly when you just worked so hard at it, and
Yeah.
it was hard for me in the beginning. I was still really learning. I feel much more confident sharing groom photos and videos now
Yeah.
than I did
Because
obviously.
you gained experience,
Yes.
you're very confident in your grooming. And it
Yes.
takes us time as groomers, at least a couple years to really feel pretty confident about our overall work.
Yes.
So if you're new to grooming and you're feeling you're dogging on yourself, I've been doing this for a year and a half and I wish this looked better and I just can't seem to achieve it. We're here to tell you that you will get there and you will achieve it and it will be like a celebratory moment when you finally crack that code and like now I made the foot round, you know? Yep.
It's prep. It's prep work. Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite posts are the ones on like the Pro Groomer Network where they say someone will post an after photo and they'll be like, be honest, like what can I work on? And you
Yeah.
just get like there's 180 comments and it's all lovely, lovely comments of people. They'll even take a photo of the dog and do like lines where
And
they
say you could have taken this tighter.
yeah,
Or, yeah. And that's
a
so
little down a little bit with
helpful.
the skirt, you know what I mean? And just like, and I think that's amazing. Like that's where
That's
it's
helpful.
yes.
Yeah, and the person asked for help and they didn't get a bunch of people saying, well, you don't even belong to be grooming because that looks terrible. I mean, that's one way to just make somebody go crawl under a rock. They're
Yeah.
trying to improve. They're asking for your help. And that
Yeah.
help didn't used to be there. There was a lot of criticism around the grooming industry. The early days when I was grooming, and even before me, people wanted people to feel they weren't good at grooming so that they could have all the clients. Well, guess what? You can't obtain all the clients because you can't handle that kind of a load. So just be nice, help
Yeah.
people, support people.
There's too many dogs anyways.
Oh, there's
I
way too
can't
many.
groom them all anyways.
Yeah.
Too many.
Well, what advice can we give to people that maybe struggle with getting started or just building that business profile on social media and at least posting once a day, just one before and after every day? That's it. You don't have to post all 5 of your grooms. Pick the one you
Right.
like the best and post it. What advice can we give to them that they may be shy? A lot of people are shy and they're like, I don't want attention. The one thing you can do, guys, is you don't have to allow comments. You can always turn comments off if you're afraid somebody's going to be negative about your work. because you just can't handle the thought of hearing this negativity. You don't have to allow comments on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can turn it off on each post. You don't have to have them. But
Yep.
what else can we tell them, Michelle, to get them to just take the step, give it a try, and be a little consistent there?
Yeah, I would say start with photos, and if even it's just a photo of you holding a dog, it's you, this is me, this is who I am. I'm your local dog groomer, or I'm your local realtor, whatever you're doing, and
True.
this is me. People want to see a little bit of that. You don't have to, you don't have to give, you're not like, this is my social security number. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to give it all.
Yeah.
You give what you're comfortable with. And if you're just starting out and you do really want to do like content creation, this is something we talked about. You really want to make sure that you're using good quality tools. So you want to get a good iPhone. I mean, you can do a lot on an iPhone. So get yourself a good iPhone. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on expensive stuff. You can do. I mean, I grew myself. I just got a computer. What 2 months ago?
For the podcast.
For the
Michelle's like, I'm
podcast.
going to go
I
buy
did.
a
I did.
MacBook.
I literally did everything from an iPhone
Me
up
too.
until 2 months ago. And so you can be wildly successful using an iPhone. So you don't need to get crazy expensive tools, but make sure that your audio is good. Make sure that your video quality is good. If you are talking, you want your audio to be really good. It's really competitive. And so
Yeah.
you want to have those couple things in going for you before you're starting.
Yeah, and lighting. Lighting,
Lighting.
if your light is shining right down directly toward you and the dog on camera, you're just going to get a big blob of light. You're going to look like you're faded out by the light.
Oh yeah,
So
like look at what I'm doing today. I got this.
yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Great. All this just to
And I
talk.
have a light right over me.
Yeah.
So, because I wear glasses, this is stupid. It may sound, but hey, a lot of you wear glasses. If I had my light right in front of me, you would see the light right in my glasses. You all would be very annoyed by that.
Right.
So, I have to have my light right like this. And and I also have good window light right here. Window light is fabulous. As long as the sun's not coming directly in, it will kill your shot. But
Yeah.
indirect sunlight is fabulous lighting for filming. So when you want to say, well, I want to see, I want to film a clip. So grab your iPhone, turn it on, turn the camera so it's facing you and you can see it. Oh, there's my hubby.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
And
Hi.
he's laughing at us. And walk around.
Mine's look at Amy.
Oh, they're so cute. We
I
should get these
know. We
boys
like
together.
them.
So walk around and see where, oh, the lighting's good like that. So you
Yes.
want to position yourself in the shot that way and keep moving it till you find it. And then hit record or take the picture, whichever you're doing.
Yeah,
But
my blinds were leaving lines on my face today when
yeah,
I first, but I don't like using the light. I have to make sure it's kind of dim because I have such sensitive eyes. So I've told you about that before. I'm blinking like a psychopath because my eyes are so sensitive.
yeah,
And so I do eye drops right before record. So you figure out all these little things that work for you.
yeah,
And again, if you don't want to do all, you might not care if you're just posting a dog picture a day just to have a little
yeah,
social media because you think it's cute and you want to, have something for your potential clients to go to or your
yeah.
customers to see their pictures of their dogs. You don't have to get all crazy about this, but if you're really trying to
No.
go all in with content creation, these hopefully are just a couple little tips that would help.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it's just to build your business, which we're really hoping that you guys would give social media some time and effort to help you grow. A lot of people I read in comments online, how do I grow my business? Though there's a lot of ways to do it, but social media definitely helps. So think about that. Think about at least posting once a day. You create an Instagram account with your business name. So if it's the Shaggy Dog, and maybe that name is taken, you do Shaggy, comma, or hyphen dog, whatever you can do to keep your business name in your
Right.
handle and your account for Instagram, for Facebook, so that people can identify you. And in your profile with your business name, you have your address, your location, the phone number, or sometimes you can even have just a button for click here to to book an appointment or have a
Mhm.
consultation, if you have grooming
Call, you can do
software,
click here to call. Yeah.
click to call, all the fun things, but it will build your business. And if you just do one post a day, one post, pick the dog that you like the most out of all your grooms today and say, I'm going to make this my post. One post a day is very consistent. And just a picture of you and the dog or a picture of the dog. And you say, well, what do I type in the description? Well, look at the dog and say, speak for the dog. Say, my name's Sparky, and I had so much fun today with Amy. You guys got to tell your mamas to give Amy a call so you can come in here and have fun too. Anything. Speak for
Yeah.
the dog. But definitely type something in the description. Give them something to see a fun side of how you view your business and working with the dogs.
And you could even be funny. You could post a beautiful picture of a dog and then a picture of you looking like crap and then be like,
Yeah,
this
it's better than
is
me.
this is what Fido looks like versus me after 9 hours. I mean,
That's so true.
so if you're kind of funny like that and silly, post that stuff. I don't know. People, I guess when I'm glad I got in the game a little bit older because I didn't care as much and I just
Thicker
did.
skin.
Yeah. And I just kind of was me. Right. And I just
Yeah.
kind of was a little silly and me and was like, okay, well, I guess I don't really care as much what people think. I'm just going to do
Yeah.
me and see what happens. And turns out, it was good.
It
So
was the right timing. It was. And I can't in my videos, oftentimes I'm looking a bit ragged, and sometimes people comment on that. The groomer needs a groomer, and I'll comment back and laugh and say, I absolutely need a spa day.
oh my
Did you
gosh.
see my hair? But whatever, just share, just be real. It's being real, even in your descriptions when you post your pictures, people like, if they like you, they like what you're saying, it it's an automatic attention grabber for them. So if you want to grab attention for your business, don't be like, I'm the know-it-all groomer in your community and you should bring your dog to me. And I'll be like, she sounds scary. I don't think I want to be in front of her. But if you say, hey, Fido here, and I would love to have just as much fun with your pups. So, give us a
Yeah.
call. Let's get Fido looking good. Do
I think
it.
we could do a whole separate video on like long form content and short form content. So if you guys are really
Yeah.
interested in talking more about that, me and you probably really could because you have a lot of great insights for your long. You've taught me so much about YouTube that I had no idea was so different
Yeah,
than
it's a different game. And
yeah,
Michelle really shines with the short form content. Her views and the audience she's resonated with is much higher than my short form content on Instagram and Facebook. I have some big ones, but she has some big hits over there. And I don't tend to shine on the short form. I shine on the long form. That's where
yeah.
I shine. So,
A
and
lot of
that's
good dog
YouTube.
grooming educators, I think, do really
Yeah.
good on the YouTube platform. I mean, those are the ones like Girl with Dogs and
Yeah.
Ariel, from Animal Kingdom. I mean, like they both have like just a huge following and
Yeah.
they're just grooming dogs and just kind of talking through what they're doing and they do amazing
Yeah.
on those.
Whereas then if you take like your short form and go over there on YouTube, you're like, why does it do so well on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, but it's not doing anything over on YouTube?
Yeah.
There are different platforms. We can certainly really get down to the nitty gritty of social media platforms. If you guys want, please type in the comments. If you
Let
want
us
more
know.
detail, yeah, because Michelle and I are looking to do a couple episodes within every season of actually pulling your comments up on screen and responding directly to you. We want to speak directly to you and answer your questions and talk about it from each of our perspectives and give
It's gonna be
you,
so fun.
yeah,
Yes, we're gonna
two
do that.
pieces of advice, right? How cool is
Yes,
that?
we're gonna do that soon.
That's coming. So please, we can't offer you that if you're not typing in. You guys have been typing comments, and thank you so much. We try to cater to what you're feeling and answer the questions that you need answered in our content.
We're here for you
Yeah.
because we
So,
like you. Unless you say something mean, and then we don't even not like you. We
and then
just
we cry. Michelle and I
don't.
call each other and be like, do you really think that of me? No, Amy, that's just a mean comment. Don't look at it.
I sent you one yesterday,
I
everyone. I
know.
mean, that's so like it's real. Like this is really, I sent
Yeah.
her one yesterday. I was like, what is this supposed to mean? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so
It was just meant to be rude, Michelle.
it was
That's
just
it.
mean, for no
Yeah.
reason, So
Yeah.
I mean, but we laughed, and I mean that one wasn't that bad. So I think
No.
there's certain ones that'll hurt you a little bit more, but that's okay. You just gotta, for the most
Yeah.
part, and I do ignore. I'm at the point where I ignore. I don't. I can't answer a lot of comments. I don't see a lot of them. But
It
if there
takes
is,
too much time to answer at this point. We're
yeah,
getting a lot of comments. I
yeah.
try to answer the ones that seem like they need help. I
On like
don't, you know
YouTube,
what I
that's
mean?
different. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm really feeling like that person needs some help, I'll make sure that comment gets answered, or
Yeah.
at least try to. And the other ones that are just like, thank you, love you, I heart those because I appreciate that. I really
Exactly.
do.
Oh, so much. Or sometimes I'll be like, this is my favorite comment today. Like sometimes people will just say like the sweetest things. And that's part of it too. Like, I guess to wrap it up, like, why do we do this? Why do we get so involved in this? And why, how it kind of just pulls you in and then you want to post more, you want to make more, you want to comment back. And it's because of all the love you get. And you
Yeah.
will find that the more you grow and the more you're just spreading joy or whatever you're spreading, right? For the most part, unless you
Yeah.
want to talk about politics, go knock yourself out. That's a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
we
But
don't
you know
talk
what I
about
mean?
that here
No,
ever.
no. But we do, our when you're doing content that's just funny and nice and you're not trying to ruffle feathers and make people
Hmm.
mad, it really does warm your heart and make your heart happy. And so,
It's the fuel for our fire. So,
yes,
it takes a lot of our time to be a content creator. It really does. There's a lot that goes into being a content
yes,
creator. And when you fuel our fire, that's what we need to keep going. If we didn't
yes,
have your fuel, it wouldn't mean the same to me, and I wouldn't feel inspired to do it. So,
right.
you know, it is the fuel. I can't wait for the next episode, Michelle, because it's a good one. It's about why it's important for dog groomers to have an exit plan from grooming. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, that is very important. And we're going to
Especially at
share.
our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know what could happen. I could throw my back out permanently for the rest of my life, meaning I'm not going to be completely disabled, but I could throw my back out to the point where I couldn't groom anymore. And all of a sudden that door closed in one day. I have a thriving business. The door just closed. I can't do it. I have no exit plan. So we're going to talk about exit plans, guys, and why it's important to have one. Even if you want to groom through retirement, and you absolutely can.
I am. I'm
But
totally.
yeah, but you've
Yeah.
got to have an exit plan if something else happens and changes
Yes.
that situation for you. So we'll talk
Be a
about
comedian. Just try to be a comedian.
that. Yeah. Yeah, give it a shot. Yeah, social
I'm
media is the
going
best
for it.
place to try that out. So anyway,
Just
Michelle,
text me. We'll make videos together. It'll be so fun.
oh, she will. She will.
Totally will.
It's been a great conversation, Michelle. Thank you.
Yes, as
I
always.
love it, love it, love it. And
Love
we
it, love
love you
it.
guys. Yeah.
If you have any questions about anything about social media or dog shampoo or what's our, favorite breed or whatever, or
Anything.
anything, we
Yeah.
like all the questions.
And we want to do a whole episode where we're pulling out comments, throwing them up on screen and answering them. So, we hopefully we're going to grab one of yours. So
Yes.
type away.
Yay.
Till next time.
Till next time. See you later.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
That wraps up today's episode of Dog Grooming Unleashed. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We are truly grateful to have you as part of our Unleashed community. Don't forget, we drop new episodes every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So grab your coffee or your clippers and hang out with us again, my friend, next week. If today's conversation made you laugh, taught you something new, or just made you feel seen as a groomer or a pet enthusiast, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts, questions, or even your funniest grooming moments in the comments. We might just feature your story or question in the next episode. And we can't wait to keep learning, laughing, and growing right alongside of you. Stay kind, stay curious, and keep grooming from your heart.